Good morning and welcome to the 4J's APAC 2010 seminars. I'd like to start off this morning by talking about two brands. This is an iPhone 4. This product was released by Apple in June 2010 and has sold 1.7 million phones in the first 3 days. It's the fourth generation of iPhone, with the first generation of phone released in January 2007. It has two stablemates, the iTouch and the iPad, and these use the same operating system. Together, there have been 120 million of these devices sold up to September 2010. Here is the current Nokia phone range. I'm being a little unkind here, as this is the whole product range. If we limit ourselves to just the smartphones, then there are 16 models. Let's look at the differing results. Nokia's profits have slumped 40%. The share price is down 33%. Before the iPhone's take-up, Nokia's market capitalization was $120 billion. And as of September 2010, it's $38 billion, a decrease of $82 billion. Apple's profits have increased 37%. Their share price is up 46%. Before the take-up of the iPhone, Apple's market capitalization was $154 billion, and as at September 2010, it's $254 billion, an increase of $100 billion. That's happened in less than 4 years. Less than 4 years. If someone had said to you in December 2007, who is the number one mobile phone handset brand in the world, you'd have likely have said Nokia. If you were told that Apple was going to release a smartphone, you would say, "You're kidding. Why?" And yet, in October 2010, Nokia have got rid of their CEO, they've got rid of their CTO, and replaced them by a former Microsoft VP, Stephen Elop, and the CTO with a former Sun VP, Rich Green, and they have no answer to Apple and now Google in the smartphone market. You've got to ask yourself, how can that be? You see, Nokia have the biggest budget, $7.1 billion last year. That's 6 times the R&D spend of Apple. Nokia have 17,000 employees engaged in R&D, and as one analyst said, something's not working when the guys with the biggest budget can't translate that into something of value to their customers. So were Nokia the fat lazy dog? Did they lack innovation? Nokia had an app store concept years ago, but the telcos would not support it. Nokia's problems lay elsewhere. Now, Rich Green, the CTO of Nokia, may have hit the nail on the head. He has said, we need to future-proof the interfaces to our applications so people don't have to redevelop an app every time we bring out a new phone. With so many models in their product range, you'd have to think that he should listen to his own advice for his own internal development. Because in the whole Apple product suite has fundamentally the same operating system. In fact, the operating system for the phone, which was recently renamed iOS, stems from the same root system, OS X. If you develop for a phone or for the Mac, you'll be using the Xcode environment and the Cocoa libraries and the APIs. So there's a shared operating system, there's a shared development framework, and there's a shared knowledge that the whole Apple product range have. And when they brought out Touch, it's Touch with old code and new tricks. You still program in Objective-C. Again, there is a common technology between all their product suite. So you develop once and migrate and change to suit the user's interface. In fact, this development innovation that happened in the last 4 years for the iPhone by using Xcode and Objective-C has actually been around for 24 years. Next was a company started by Steve Jobs in exile after he was dumped by the Apple board. And upon his return to Apple, Apple purchased Next for $428 billion and based their new operating system, OS X, on it. So what Apple has done is re-engineer the user interface and repurpose the older technology for touch and for the phone. And they have preserved their investment. Now those benefits have really hit the bottom line and improved the value of the Apple business. Briefly, Apple was the second biggest company in the world, not just the USA, but the world. So this stuff has really paid off for Apple. So by now you're asking yourselves, well, I've come to a 4J's conference and this guy's talking all about Apple. The reason is our message at 4J's is not dissimilar from what Apple have done. We provide the tools to allow you to get your original software investment and recast and repurpose it for a new user interface. So we preserve your skill base and allow you to facilitate new technologies as they come out. Who cares who wins? I've used Apple as an example because they're doing pretty good. But maybe Nokia will come out with a new version of Symbian, or maybe Google Android will become the market leader. Seeing they're giving their operating systems away for free, it's pretty easy to grow a market share. My point is, it doesn't matter who wins in that technology space because you can rely upon 4Js to provide a bridge to the new devices and user interfaces, and we will leverage your investment in your existing system to take advantage of these new trends. I attend a lot of marketing sales development workshops, and something that's often talked about is customer value. So often in a sales pitch from an organisation for products, features and services, and they'll provide counterpoints to the features that their opposition provides, when in actual fact the only thing the customer is interested in is what features are useful to them and what gives them value. The interface between that and you and the defence between your competition is known as the value wedge. So the value wedge helps you understand the features and services that are important to the customer, that are unique to you and defendable against your opposition. At 4J's, we believe our value to you is that your single software source gives you multiple forms of deployment. You never need to do a technology rewrite. We reuse what works. You recast for new user interfaces. You keep your product current and focus on the value to your customers by leveraging your industry knowledge, and accordingly, you build better products. It's good to be famous for something. What we became famous for is providing tools to take your character applications and provide you with a new, beautiful user interface. Over the years, we have gone much further, providing database and operating system independence and continually providing new user interfaces as the technology evolves. I think you'll agree, 4GL has never looked so good. Now let me spend a few minutes about some company facts. We are present on 5 continents. Asia Pacific contribute 11% of the 4J's income worldwide. We have offices with R&D in the USA, France, Germany and India. Significantly for this region, we have sales and support offices in Auckland, Sydney and Kuala Lumpur. Our income is derived from licenses and maintenance. A high proportion of maintenance income allows us to spend heavily on R&D, giving you and your customers more features and constantly improving product. We have coverage in many industries, including retail, finance, distribution across many geographies. This broad base shields us from cyclical downturns in any particular industry or country. Locally, in APAC, we have a spread of industries including government, utilities, insurance, finance and retail, delivered through our value-added resellers. So, welcome to the 2010 APAC Seminars and enjoy the rest of the day.